Are you ready for the best damn sports radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, still listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're after dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches, won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is going on, Man Hour Nation? It's your boy, Brandon Combs, live here with you guys on this beautiful Tuesday night. Sorry we missed you guys last night. Life happened. Everybody got busy at the same time. All sorts of things were going on. So we apologize for missing the show last night, but we are back. And I got to tell you, actually, you know what? How about this? Before I tell you, hop on this YouTube stream that you're on, hop on this Facebook stream that you're on, click that like, click share, click subscribe. And remember, if you're a $5.99 a month member on our YouTube channel, you get a chance to go to Vegas with the boys. You're going to get a chance to go to Vegas with the boys during the NFL draft. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but a free trip to Vegas sounds pretty damn cool to me. And all you got to do, be a $5.99 a month member, comment, like, share, subscribe. You're going to gain points every time you do that. The top 5 point getters every single week will get an extra entry into the drawing, which will be drawn on Super Bowl Sunday. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's not hard. It doesn't cost you anything. And you get to go to Vegas. And not only do you get to see me in Vegas, not only do you get to hang out with Stutter and Buck with his horrible takes in Vegas, not only do you get to try to cook with Tori, but you get to hang out with a college kid. Wyatt Williams, what is going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Like you said, just living the college life now. You see behind me, this is not that normal yellow, beautiful wall that you see behind me.
I'm so glad that that's gone, by the way.
I am not. That was honestly, but you know what? A piece of it came for sure. Hold on now.
Oh, no.
Okay, we brought the helmet. Helmet had to come, okay? The helmet had to come, and then I got the cheese head, but it's buried. So I'll show that next
one
time.
Of them autographed ones like I have back here. I gotta get you one of those to hang up.
I would love that. But no, I mean it's awesome, man. Just getting acclimated to, living 12 hours away from where you've lived your entire life.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it, man. Having fun.
I gotta tell you, I remember when I first left for the Marine Corps after high school. I didn't go to college, I went straight into the Marine Corps. And I didn't get the whole right away. I didn't go from being in high school and living with mom and dad to being able to get into my own apartment. I had some guy screaming in my face for 3 months telling me that I was a piece of crap and running me through drills and stuff. But man, I gotta tell you, I never looked back. Since then I've never gone back to live with mom and dad. I've never, I've been on my own since I was 18, and it's different, man. And I gotta tell you, you and Nikki have bright days ahead of you guys. You've got a fantastic career lined up in front of you. You've got all the talent in the world, so you're definitely going places. Nikki, she's with you, so she's got to be smart. I mean,
right.
She's got to be talented too, because if she makes you look smart, then she's got to be talented. So
I appreciate the kind words up until you called me dumb.
Yeah, I didn't call you dumb. I didn't call you dumb. I said Nikki had to be smart. So no, man. Again, all the we're all very proud of you here at Man Hour. We're all very proud that you are a part of Man Hour, and when you're up in the big leagues calling games, we just hope that we get some courtside seats with you.
I will. I promise.
All right. So it is a day that is, I don't know, it's kind of sad, but it is also day of remembrance. It's 8/24. It's Mamba Day. Kobe Bean Bryant, as we know, him and his daughter Gigi, along with 9 other people, lost their lives in a helicopter crash. What is your favorite memory of Kobe Bryant? I know you're a big Kobe guy.
Oh yeah. So I grew up in the heart of the kind of transitional era where he became 24. So like my earliest memories are just, the prime Kobe. My favorite Kobe was, a lot of people like to argue which Kobe was better, 8 or 24. I like right in the middle, like where he was transitioning. I think that was the peak prime because you still got the young cocky kid that was incredibly athletic and was just a freak on the court, but you also got a little bit of that veteran. You got a little bit of the Mamba mentality. You got a little bit of the, experience with it. So that was my favorite Kobe. My favorite Kobe moment. That is a tough question because, like I said, there are 2 people that made me fall in love with the game of basketball, and that is LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. And if I had to choose a favorite, if I had to choose a favorite Kobe moment, I would have to say in 2010, after he won in the finals and he hops up on the scores table and had both hands out like this. I think that was kind of the moment where I got chills the most. That was cool. But other than that, I think I take it back. That's my second favorite. My favorite is the final game because I was watching that live and he went crazy. I know a lot of people like to mention that he took a bunch of shots in that game, but he won the game and he went out shooting.
It was no different than any other game in Kobe Bryant's career.
Right. And but it was just the perfect way to go out. I mean, he won a game at home in the Staples Center. He put up 60 points. Yeah. I mean, it was the perfect storm, and they won in a comeback game. It was an incredible game. Snoop, Shaq, everybody was in the house that night. Jack Nichols, all of them were there. All of the NBA fans across the world, everybody was watching. I think that's probably my favorite Kobe moment. Was kind of the last chapter, the closing the book on basketball. Kobe.
Yeah, man. Look, there are so many Kobe moments that I could choose from. It could be, and we just gained another member here. Thank you, Gunner. Gunner is trying to become he is becoming a $9.99 member. He is trying to come to Vegas with us. So, but
that's Buck's nephew.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Perfect. So Kobe was just phenomenal. And I know you said, you started watching basketball during the when he was just switching over to 24. And that was the maturity of Kobe when he switched over to 24. That was post Colorado hotel room. That was, all the stupid stuff was getting put behind him. And he did some great. I mean, the 80-point game was phenomenal. I remember watching that game. I loved watching him do, all sorts of different things that he did on the court. But the premier Kobe moment for me will always be, and it's a picture that I've tried to get my hands on because they have them and I've seen them and they're dual autographed by them. But it's when he's in a game, he's a youngster and he's playing against the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. And they're standing there at half court while somebody is taking a free throw. And they're just standing there side by side, and the sweat is pouring off their face, and they are just looking, like, because to me, people always say, "Oh, LeBron and Jordan, blah blah blah." LeBron and Jordan. For me, Kobe Bryant is the closest thing I've ever seen to Michael Jordan. It's not even close. But that's an argument we can have all day long. So when I saw that picture, to me, that's an iconic photo because to me, those are the 2 greatest players that have ever put on the uniform. So, yeah, I see all sorts of stuff coming in for Gunner right now. Thank you, Gunner. Appreciate the all the hype, man. We got a super sticker coming in, so some donations coming in. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the love. We'll let your uncle know that you're putting in some work tonight. So. We'll make sure he gets something extra in your Christmas presents this year or something.
Oh yeah.
So, but no, look, man, Kobe Bryant. And I would have loved to have seen what Gigi could have become. Could you imagine seeing seeing Gigi in the WNBA in 10 years from now. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no,
would
I
she be as down because she was as little as she was and as young as she was, she looked a lot like her dad on the court. Her shot
yeah.
at her age, I'm telling you, if I played 21 against Gigi as a 10-year-old, she would have beat me 21-0.
if
No
you
doubt in my
played
mind.
Gigi as a 40-year-old, she would beat you.
No,
21
that's what I'm
nothing.
saying. If I played her right now as a 10-year-old,
I thought you were saying if you played her while you were 10. I was like,
hey now, come on. I've got a little bit of an outside jumper. I've got a little bit of I don't know. But Gunner is just raking like
going crazy.
How old is
right
Gunner?
now.
Is he, like
Gunner,
is,
we
is he-
appreciate it, bro.
Gunner, buddy, I hope you're not doing this on mom's credit card because if that's happening, your uncle might be getting a call soon. There is a lot. I mean, we appreciate the love, we appreciate the support. But if I would just, if you're not using mom's credit card, you're using your own money, great. And he says,
he says that, and then he says, "Uh-oh."
He says, "Take me to Vegas." Oh God!
You see that? He goes at 8:09. He says, "I want to go to Vegas."
Yeah.
Then he goes, "Take me to Vegas."
Yeah. Uh-oh. That's my favorite.
Oh man, that's awesome.
All right. So my mom said it was fine. Awesome.
There we go.
Good. Hey, look, I'm all for it. Gunner, man, we're happy you're here tonight. We're happy you're joining us. Gunner, if you're with us, I don't know how, I don't know how old you are. But if you've got a favorite Kobe moment, feel free to share it with us. We'll pop it on the screen. I don't know if you know anything about Kobe Bryant, if you were able to watch him play or not, but if you can, pop it up. Let us know what you think. We are going to go ahead and head to our first break. And once we get back from break, we are going to get into some sports headlines. This is going to be football heavy. Got a lot of football to talk today. And then after that, we will be playing some everybody's favorite. Ain't nobody got time for that. We're going to bring that segment back. It is Wyatt's first day back as an adult.
I know, man.
First day back as an adult. All right.
It's crazy.
Stick with us. We'll be back. 2 minutes. And we are back. It's your boy Brandon Combs, along with the Wyatt Williams, as he is starting to read these signs. I can see his face in the background.
Here we go.
We got some
Combs for
protesters.
president. Man, our nation, rise up. Bucks takes make me start. Who wrote this?
This is all me, buddy. This is all.
Then mute Wyatt. I love it. I cooked with Tori. Rise up. Best damn Swiss radio show on the planet. Dude, I can't get over Bucks takes make me start.
Oh man.
Oh my lord. Buck, we
have
love
a lot
you,
of
bro.
fun here on this show. We do. We love each other immensely. So we mess with each other.
Dude,
we goof around with each other, but nobody else can goof around with them like that, though.
Oh yeah, no, I remember my I think it was like my third or fourth episode on here joining you guys, and like I knew you guys were jokesters and stuff, but like I was still getting acclimated and all that stuff to everybody, and Buck was telling the story about how Jordy Nelson kicked him in the head and knocked him out in a game in high school football, and you went, "Is that how you got your stutter?" And I was like. I was like, "Oh, what did he say? What did he just say?"
So I made you stutter.
What was that? And then Buck started laughing, and I'm like, "Okay, it's good. He's laughing. Nobody's upset." But dude, oh my god, it was so funny.
We are, man. We are live, raw, uncut.
And uncut.
But no, look, I mean, we like to mess around a lot. We like to joke around, especially Buck will give me crap, I give him crap. It's one of those things, especially.
Oh
Tori.
yeah.
I mean, me and Tori will go.
Oh
at
my
it
lord!
All the time. Holy mother! Thank you, Gunner.
Gunner, my guy. I think he just got his. Think he just got his ticket to Vegas. No, just kidding.
I think he's coming with us anyway. Probably, I would assume. So, all right. So, look.
Whoa.
We are. He says, "Take me to Vegas after." We'll talk. We'll talk to your uncle. We'll talk to Uncle. Do you
Uncle
call him
Bucky?
Buck? I don't think you call.
Yeah.
Him
What do
Uncle
you call
Buck,
him? You
though.
call
I
him.
mean,
It's definitely Uncle Mike for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be Uncle Mike.
Uncle Michael. Well, I think he set it up here. Hold on. He set it up here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Let me find it. I'm scrolling up right now. Yeah. I heard Uncle Michael makes podcast here.
He does. He does.
He does.
I mean, he's not very good. No, I'm just joking. He's great at it. We love your Uncle Michael. We love to mess around with him. He's got the week off this week. He has some late football practices. They said with the hot weather, they needed to run later practices so that the kids aren't passing out in practice.
Did you read that article I sent you about their first game?
No, I missed.
So their first game every year that school he coaches at is their rivalry game, and so there's a highway that separates Silver Creek High School and Charleston High School, and it's Highway 403. So the term is 403 rivalry. And that's the term they use in the area, right? It's a big rivalry and all that stuff. And they creamed him by 30 points, something like that. So big shout out to Buck. If anybody here watching knows Buck, text him. Be like, hey man, good job on your win this week. They play.
Well,
they play this upcoming week. Yeah, definitely. No, their running back Trey Shane, dude, he's a dog. I know Trey really well. He played on the basketball team with Trey Kaufman.
Buck went to K-State. He can't be that good.
Right. But no, dude, this Trey Shane kid that's on their team, their running back, he had 4 touchdowns and 250 yards, all purpose. He went off.
Come down there at some point and check out a game while Buck is coaching. I'm actually going to start. Sorry, I just had a text pop up here. I'm going to start coaching basketball here, actually. Aubrey's basketball team was looking for an assistant coach, and nobody was stepping up. So I was like, sure. I mean, the last time I coached a basketball team, we ended up losing the game 52-0, but I'll help.
I'll tell you what, I got a friend who knows basketball really well. He plays basketball at Purdue, Mr. Trey Kaufman. He chimes in here a lot. I'll text Trey and have him send you a couple of plays to draw up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we'll do. He's like a mastermind at that stuff, dude. Like we've spent nights, like he's been over at the house and stuff and like talking basketball and stuff, and like he's broke down plays in front of me and stuff, and dude, it's crazy. Like I like to consider myself as like a knowledgeable sports mind, but like this guy's basketball knowledge is ridiculous. Like it's stupid good. Like there's not a doubt in my mind this guy can make it in the league. But anyways, headlines, that's what we're talking about. Go ahead, sir. I cut you off. My bad.
So speaking of headlines, the biggest headline right now, and as I see Wayne in the thing here, I can send you a simple off-ball motion, easy.
There you go.
So where was I going with this? Cam Newton.
We're going so hard.
I mean, we can have Uncle Michael send some of it back. It's all right. Don't tell your mom. We'll take care of that. So I mean, I'm gonna keep some of it for lunch tomorrow, but
for sure
we're gonna send some of it back.
I'm a broke college kid.
So, yeah, you got a lot of ramen noodles to buy.
That's what I have for dinner tonight.
God, we're going off the rails. So
I know.
Cam Newton is going to be out for 5 days from Patriots camp for a misunderstanding. I don't get it.
Very odd situation. A very odd situation.
So what happened was he was allowed by the Patriots to go to a doctor's appointment that was outside of New England. Well, the NFL rules, if you go anywhere outside of the area where your team is at, you have to, and you're not vaccinated, which Cam Newton is not, I'm assuming, because he's getting punished for it. You have to sit out for 5 days. So does this make Mac Jones the week 1 starter?
Here's what I say. All right. Mac Jones has been looking really good in the preseason so far. You know what? I'll be the first person to admit it. I was not a big Mac Jones fan coming into this year, and I'll be the first person to say that as of right now, at this second, I've been wrong. Mac Jones has looked really good. He's been throwing the ball very accurately downfield. His arm, the arm is really looking like it's there. I was worried about it, but he's really starting to look good, man. I've been very impressed. So with that being said, do you think there was a conversation in the Patriots locker room? Because we all know there's some shady stuff that's going on with the New England Patriots, okay? None of us here are idiots. We all know that there has been some shady stuff that's gone on with Spygate, with deflating footballs. Like, there's always been something going on with the New England Patriots. Is this one of those things? Do you think they were sitting in the office and they're like, man, Cam, like he's not playing that great. Mac is. Do you think we send him somewhere to get a test? And I'm not going to put it out of the question. Look, I'm not going to say it's true. I'm not going to say it's false. All I know is, here's what I'm going to ask the question to you, Combs. Would you really think that Bill Belichick wouldn't do something like that?
Oh,
after
no, he
everything
would.
We've seen at this point. Hey, that's what I'm saying. After everything we've seen at this point, do you really think that he's not capable of doing that?
So this was actually going to be my explanation and the reason why I think it happened, which is sort of along those lines, but not really. So it would not surprise me if they're like, oh, yeah, hey, we know about this rule. You don't know about this rule. Go ahead, go to that doctor's appointment.
Bill Belichick knows every single rule in the book, every single one, and how to bend it. He won't break it, but he knows how to get that thing bent all the way around.
But here's what I think happened. I think they pulled Cam Newton in and said, hey, look, we know you want to go play somewhere else because we know that you know Mac Jones is the future here. You're not the future here. You're showcasing for other teams. Let's make you an unrestricted free agent. But what we're going to do, instead of just cutting you, we've got to go by these rules. And instead of cutting you, we're going to lose money if we cut you. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to say that you have a doctor's appointment out of New England. You're going to get suspended for 5 days. Mac Jones is going to take over as the starter, and you're going to be all upset. You're going to say that you want out of here, and we're going to appease you, and we're going to find a team that'll take you. It's that simple. I think
Okay,
that's
so we're kind of
absolutely what happened.
and okay. So I've told what could happen. Now I'll tell what I actually think. So I think that, yes, Mac Jones is going to be the guy. As Wayne G says, absurd. Bill doesn't need an excuse. He benched Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl and never said why. He doesn't need a stupid reason to change quarterbacks. I do agree with you, Wayne. I'm just hypothetically speaking. They're just trying to be funny.
Yeah, and the reason why I said that the way I did is I think he was trying to be respectful to Cam Newton instead of just saying, "Hey, you got beat out by Mac Jones."
Yeah.
Let's say that this is the reason why you lost the starting gig. You lost the starting gig not because of your play, but because you ended up having to go on this restricted list. I can get you traded faster that way, and I'm going to get more for it that way.
If we're going to be 100% honest, I do think it was a genuine misunderstanding. Like, there's been a lot of stuff that's gone on that, like, people don't believe that this is a misunderstanding. This time I will say I do believe that this was a misunderstanding, and Mac gets the job here. Especially now, if Mac comes out in these next couple of preseason games they have left, I don't know if they have 1 or 2 left, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he plays horribly, then I think Cam gets another shot. But if it's kind of like the situation with Dak Prescott a couple of years ago with Tony Romo. Tony Romo goes down with the back injury. Kellen Moore goes down after that. Dak Prescott, the third rounder out of Mississippi State, comes in, and it just goes crazy. If that's how this goes, there's no justifiable reason to put Cam Newton back in there. You spent your first round pick on a quarterback. I don't think New England's ever spent a first round pick on a quarterback. Think about it. Right. Before this, their last quarterback was Tom Brady, and they spent pick 199 on him. And then before that, it was Drew Bledsoe.
Team in the AFC East this year. Do you believe that the Patriots are a playoff team?
I think they're a contender. I really do.
Really?
I don't think that they're a crazy contender, but I think they're one of those teams that could sneak in at the last moment.
See, I don't think they're definitely not as good as Buffalo, and I don't think that they're as good as Miami. And I think if there's a sleeper in the AFC East, I think it's the New
Miami's
York Jets.
Odd to me.
I think the Jets could be a sleeper in the AFC East.
I think the Jets could be a sleeper, but I think the Patriots are more of a sleeper in my eyes.
So
I think the Patriots, I think this year, it'll all depend on how it goes this year in the AFC. Like last year, if it goes the way it did last year, no, I don't think the Patriots make it, because last year there was a 10-6 Miami Dolphins team that didn't make the playoffs. Right. Is that going to happen again this year? No, I doubt. I doubt there's going to be a 10-6 team that doesn't make the playoffs this year. So if the Pats go 9-7, could they squeak in for that 7th spot? Sure. Especially because when you look at it, their strength of schedule, like you said, they play Buffalo twice. They play Miami twice. Their strength of schedule is up there. They're definitely going to be considered if they have the same 9-7 record as, say, I don't know. I'm not saying Baltimore will go 9-7. Let's say Baltimore, or let's say Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh goes 9-7. That's very realistic. Let's say Pittsburgh and the Patriots go 9-7 both. I think personally, I would give the nod to the Patriots.
And that's the thing. Like, well, I mean, the nod goes to whatever the tiebreaker is at that point. But I just don't think that the Patriots are better, even with Mac Jones or with Cam Newton. I don't believe they're better than an 8-win team. I just don't. And an 8 wins in a 17-game season is not going to get you into the playoffs unless you're playing like the NFC East or something. So I don't believe that they are going to be a playoff team. So why not go with Mac Jones? Why not go with the guy who drafted? I'm not with I know I've argued this with Buck and with Tori. I have not been able to argue it with you yet because I don't know where you stand on it. But if there is a quarterback that you take in the first round, he's going to be the future, and you are a team that is in a position where you need a quarterback, a starting quarterback, and you need to see why isn't your first guy starting? I still believe that, and I know they're not going to go this route, but I still believe Justin Fields should be the number 1 starter in Chicago. There's no reason to start Andy Dalton. You're not a playoff team. You're not a playoff team with Andy Dalton. So why not start your guy? Same thing with.
I get what you're.
I mean, the Jets and the Jaguars are doing it, right?
Right, and well, I think that's a little bit different. I get what you're
Why is
saying.
that different?
The Jets
Because
the Jets and the Jaguars
yeah.
don't have
But Trevor,
Andy Dalton and Cam Newton. They have
no,
like
but Trevor,
my
they've got
cousin
Gardner
that never played
Minshew.
football as their backup.
They've got Gardner Minshew instead of Trevor
Okay, they
Lawrence.
got Gardner
Trevor
Minshew in
Lawrence
Jacksonville, but come on.
Trevor Lawrence has not looked like what everybody has expected Trevor Lawrence
He's
to look like
whoa,
headed into the NFL.
no, he has looked very good
awful
in the
last night
preseason.
in New Orleans. Are you out of your mind? Did you watch?
I haven't got to watch all the highlights from last night, but I can say so far,
I watched the
Lawrence
entire
has
game,
looked.
not just highlights. The highlights.
Lawrence has
the
looked
reason
good.
why highlights are highlights because they don't
Okay.
show the stuff that doesn't work.
They don't show the bad ones.
He was underthrowing. He was getting he was getting rushed out of the pocket a lot, which is to expect on behind a
Lawrence will figure it out. That
Lawrence is a good quarterback, but he's going to get wasted in Jacksonville. Let's just be honest here. He's going to get wasted in Jacksonville. But
I think there's a potential of that. I definitely think so.
Tell you right now, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and Zach Wilson have been just absolutely impressing.
They have been tearing it up.
Games.
They've been they've been tearing it up.
Yeah, Zach Wilson looks like I'm going to be exactly right about what I said about him before the draft, and that he's the best quarterback in this
too.
draft.
I remember both of us saying that. I didn't say he was going to be the best. I said he was a very close second best to Trevor Lawrence. But
no, I said he's going to be.
And Torrey was one that was crapping on him over and over and over again. And I was like, dude, Zach Wilson is actually good.
I had him at 1. I had Trey Lance at 2, and I had Justin Fields at number 3. And then I had
let's
Trevor Lawrence at
how about
4.
this? Let's go over our rookie quarterbacks real quick with the two guy situations because that's actually pretty interesting. So we'll say when do you think Trey Lance comes in? We'll just say that. Just give me a week.
I think Trey Lance comes in next year.
Okay.
Because I think that with Jimmy G, I think that they are a true contender, and if they're healthy, which they were not last year with 50 plus injuries on that roster, I think that they are a playoff team and possibly a Super Bowl team like they were 2 years ago.
Yeah. They literally 2 Super Bowls ago they were with the Chiefs. That's the Chiefs beat. Seriously. So
and they were hurt last year. I mean,
they were 100%. Oh yeah, their entire defense and offense was just gone.
So I think Trey Lance next year. I don't think he starts this year.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I think that he comes in and sits this year and comes in next year. Then with Mac, I think Mac's a week 1 guy.
Season. Brandon is right for once.
Mac is a week 1 guy to me. What about you? You think Mac starts over Cam? Okay.
Absolutely.
Then Justin Fields. When does Justin come in? Because we've kind of figured out now Justin's not going to start week 1.
4. I have him coming in week 4. I think that Andy Dalton has looked atrocious in the preseason. I mean, just right. We can't. When I'm watching the Bears games, they can't sustain drives. They can't even get first downs when Andy Dalton's in the game. He can't keep anything alive. They don't need a guy who can sit in the pocket and throw because they don't have an offensive line that can maintain a pocket. What they need is a guy who can improvise and make decisions, and that's what Justin Fields is. Justin Fields will be in by week 4 at home against Detroit.
Here, and I agree with you, but here's what I see. Andy Dalton comes in week 1, has an average game.
Gets murdered by Aaron Donald.
He has an average game. I think that it's a close one in that one. I think the Bears are actually decently underrated this year, but I think that they have a close game in that first one, and Andy Dalton plays okay. Second game against the Bengals, I think he goes crazy. Like I think this is one of Andy Dalton's best games ever. But because it has to be.
It was with Mitch Trubisky coming back last week
right.
in a preseason game against the Bears.
Oh my God. Did you see the pictures of Matt Nagy? Matt Nagy almost in tears.
Andy Dalton's going to be an MVP in week 2 because it's the Cincinnati Bengals and he needs to have a game.
Right. And then week 3, it all falls apart. It goes to shambles. It's gone. Andy Dalton's done. And either midway through the week 3 game or week 4, they're like, hey, bring the kid in, bring Justin up. And Justin
I think they're 0-3 headed into week 4
on them.
Yeah, I think they're I think he lights them up and he puts up like 35 or 40 points with his offense on the Detroit because
that kid is a constant professional.
Dude,
That
he's
is
so good.
that is why I was so mad when he went to the Bears, because I love Justin Fields, dude. I've been watching that guy since he was in high school. I love Justin Fields. He's a constant professional. His arm is crazy. He's been underrated his entire career because Trevor Lawrence was in that class. Justin Fields is I love the guy. I think he has the potential to be the best quarterback in this draft. Seriously. But when he went to the Bears, I was so mad because literally, this is what I'm going to sound like when the Bears play. Justin Fields touchdown. Let's go. Oh, God, the Bears scored a touchdown. Okay, Jesus Christ. Here we go. I hate that because, I can't. I'm going to cheer for the guy.
You're going to draft him in the third round of your fantasy football draft, and then you're going to be like, oh, crap. I got
Right. Then I'm going to realize, oh, Jesus. I'm starting him this week against Green Bay. Oh, God. No, and that's what I'm telling you, dude, Justin Fields is going to tear it up. Nobody is really, eyeing that right now. A lot of people are, really focused on Mac right now with that situation. A lot of people are really focused on Trevor Lawrence because, he is the golden boy, as they call him. A lot of people are focused on Zach Wilson, and a lot of people are focused on Justin Fields. But Justin Fields as of right now, other than Trey Lance, Justin Fields right now looks to be the only first round quarterback to not be starting in week 1 as of right now.
Right.
So other than Trey Lance. So I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to get out there and watch him play because people have downed Justin Fields for so long about so many things. Like people who are saying, oh, he doesn't even look at his second read whenever he had the best QBR in all of college football last year.
Just fine.
Right. And that's what I'm saying too.
The only knock I had on Justin Fields prior to the draft, and I still have a knock on him for it because he has shown that he's still doing it in the preseason here. Every once in a while, he has a tendency to hang on to the ball too long.
Yeah.
And he'll either take a hit,
he'll shake that though,
or he'll fumble. So
dude, I think he'll shake that.
I think he'll shake it too. He even said,
"You get hit by who was that Bills player that hit him?
Oh God,
who was that?
His helmet off.
Oh my dude, I was watching that and I was like, no! I almost started running toward the TV and jumping into it and trying to save him.
Yeah, you should have seen me.
You're right.
My heart went into my throat.
Oh, I think all Bears fans kind of, reach back and check their underwear for a second, but no, run to the bathroom real quick.
You saw the maturity in the first preseason game when he was really good, and he did that spin move and he fumbled early in the first quarter, and then afterwards in the press conference, I asked him about it. He's like, yeah. He's like, I got hurt on the spin move in college, and I fumbled it in my first preseason game in the NFL. I think I'm retiring the spin move. So he recognizes when he's making mistakes. He recognizes weaknesses, and he just wants
right. And I really liked what he said about Andy Dalton. With saying hey, don't boo him. Coach knows what he's doing. Right. He's gonna put in the right guy at the right time. So I really liked that he said that. And that's why I was saying he's genuinely always a constant professional. And that's what I've loved the most about Justin Fields. He's an incredible talent. He's got a great arm. He's got, an outstanding athleticism to where he can run the ball. But most of all, I've always loved the off the field with Justin Fields. Just the way he carries himself off the field. He's what you want at the quarterback position, talent-wise, and the way he carries himself off the field. He's a leader always. He's always a leader. If you listen to people at Ohio State, what they say about him, he's a leader. That's all they say because he is. He's a constant professional. He's a constant leader, and I think that's what draws so many people to him.
I hope Nikki's not listening to this, because if Nikki's listening to this, I think she's going to feel like she might lose you to Justin Fields at some point. Because
she would leave me for Justin Fields. Do you know what she said to me? You know what she said to me the other day? Because she's a big Ohio State fan, and she grew up in Columbus. You know what she said to me the other day?
What?
She climbs in the car, sits next to me, looks at me, and goes, "Hey," and I was like, "What's up?" She goes, "Bear down." I was like, "You shut your mouth! You shut your mouth right now! Don't you give me that blasphemy." Jesus, I couldn't believe she said it. I was like, "Are you serious?" In my own vehicle.
Moving on with the next sports headline here. We've got some stuff going on in Buffalo. 4 players are sidelined. One of them being Cole Beasley, who's been adamant that he is against the vaccine, will not get the vaccine.
That's crazy.
And so my question to you is the NFL going to end up going to either get a vaccine or don't play?
I don't know. And it's such a like weird situation because it rides all on political beliefs, and it rides all on, it's such a complicated subject. And I don't see, I think the NFL is kind of in a position to where, like, you can't tell somebody you have to get a shot, but at the same time, like, if it's getting to this point, you kind of have to. Like, I don't know. I'm hung in the middle. I haven't got the shot yet, but
the United States as a whole is kind of starting to go towards that.
Right.
They're starting to make it mandatory. And look, I got the vaccine back in April, because we live with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, and they're elderly, and if they're watching this, they're probably like, who the hell's he calling elderly? But they're in their 70s, and we wanted to make sure that they were safe, and with their underlying conditions, that wasn't brought into the house. And 3 of us still ended up getting positive for COVID last week. So it's one of those things where it doesn't guarantee that you're not going to catch it, but it's just like the flu shot. It's supposed to help your immune system fight it off, and you don't get it as bad. So why not just go and get, trust me, I'm not telling you have to go get it. I'm not advocating for the vaccine. I still think that this is a very politically driven movement, all of 100%. That other good stuff, but
from both sides,
why not? Why not just go get the vaccine? I mean, you might as well. They're going to make you get it anyway.
Right, and we're kind of
starting to make it. I mean, even in the stadiums now, Buffalo Bills have announced it. LSU just announced it. They are making it so that you either have to have proof of the vaccine or you have to have a negative result verification within 72 hours of the game that you're attending. Why not just go get the vaccine?
And a lot of and we're past that point to where, like, most people will worry that they were going to grow horns or something. You know what I mean? Not actually, but like they're worried about the side effects of it.
Drew right now,
oh, sure, I totally get it.
Vaccine is totally unnecessary. That's great, but look, so is the flu shot. So is the what is the one that nobody gets anymore, but you always get the booster for it when you're a kid. What is that?
MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella.
Yeah. Like you don't see measles outbreaks, but we still get the shots. Like,
sure, to prevent it.
They're about to just start making it part of your vaccinations when you're a kid, and that way you're going to be vaccinated without even knowing it anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I get the people that don't want to get it. I understand. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying that you absolutely positively have to go get the shot. If you don't want to get it, that is your right. And I believe that 100%. But at the same time, like, there's no, like, it's not going to, it's a shot. It's not going to hurt you. It's a shot.
And it's honestly the biggest thing I don't like about it is how politically driven it is. Like you mentioned just a second ago, like, I don't care. Like, if you get it, great, good for you. If you don't get it, that's your choice. Don't get it. Great, good for you. Like, I'm to the point to where I don't care anymore. Like I said, it's such a politically driven thing of like, oh, do you have or did you get the shot? Did you not get the shot? I'm getting to the point where, like, it's your business.
Yeah. Our boy Buck is
I don't care.
Here. I like shots. Fireball. Vodka. It's not the shots we're talking about, Buck, but So, all right. So we're running up against it here. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we are bringing back a segment that is a fan favorite. Everybody knows it. It is called Ain't Nobody Got Time for That.
Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yes, sir. So we're bringing back Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. We will be back in 2 minutes. And we are back. And so are the protesters.
Protesters.
Wyatt loves these. All right. So
there's so many like just crazy graphics he make. I love them.
This one here, this is a segment coming back. This is one that Nana, put out for us. Some heartfelt. I know you probably miss your Nana right now. Don't cry. It's okay.
I do miss everybody.
I miss Nana too. So does Tori. He said he needs some French toast. He asked me to let you know that he misses his French toast. So I told him I'd tell you. But it is time for Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. You ready, Wyatt?
I am ready.
All right, why don't you go first, buddy?
All right, so first one here of Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. Have you seen the milk crate trend going on right now?
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, people are getting stupid with that, okay? Look, I'm all about, I grew up in Indiana. There's nothing but milk crates and cornfields there, okay? I'm all about having fun and doing stupid stuff with milk crates, all right? But when it comes to the point where you're going to break your neck, like, have you seen some of these videos of people falling?
Did you see the one where the guy gets to the top and he's starting to get his balance and the little kid goes and kicks the freaking crates out from underneath him?
No, I haven't seen that. Dude, they're crazy, though. Yeah, dude, why would you climb to the top of like 10 milk crates, stand there, and then try and run down? Like, you're 100% going to wipe out. 100%. I don't care how good your balance is. I don't care how talented you are of a milk crate balancer. You are going to wipe out. It's that simple. Like, I don't know why people are doing that. So for that reason, Combs.
Yeah.
I'm saying, ain't nobody got time for that, man.
Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Sorry, Mr. Q there. So I'll take the next one here. My first one is going to be the colored hair wonder herself, Sha'Carri Richardson. She misses the Olympics. She admittedly knew she was going to get tested and still smoked weed anyways. Missed the Olympics. Everybody made a big deal out of it. I said let her race. I didn't care. Whatever. You should have let her run anyway. Right. Everybody smokes weed. It's not a big deal. But
and it doesn't. If anything, it makes you a worse runner.
Yeah.
Which we kind of saw.
Everybody backed her. Yeah. Everybody had her back. She's a great runner. And so yesterday, she's running a race, 100-meter, her first one back from the suspension. She's running up against a bunch of runners she would have faced in the Olympics. Everybody's pumped up. Everybody's like, all right, here's her go. Here's her chance.
We get to see what the Olympics actually would have looked like.
And what did her chance prove?
Dead last.
She finished last. And then,
not even close either.
She's asked about finishing last in her little, interview afterwards. She just said, "I'm not done yet. I'm not done. You can talk all the crap you want. I'm not. You finished last. I don't
and
care
it wasn't even
what
close.
You have to say. I don't care about anybody talking crap. Like, you got your butt waxed. Just own it." So Sha'Carri Richardson.
Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
The little monkey.
It's like, dude, it's so stupid, but that is so funny.
All right. So what's your next one here, Wyatt?
My next one, or not what though, oh my lord. My next, ain't nobody got time for that, is about the Florida Heat. The Florida Heat. Dude,
reason you
I'm trying to move into this
basketball guy. What's the Miami basketball team's name?
No. I'm not talking about no basketball team, okay?
I know.
I am not talking about a basketball
team. There's a reason why they named the basketball team that.
I am talking about trying to move into your apartment and it's 105 degrees outside and you're carrying couches that weigh as much as cars do. This couch right here behind me, you can see right there, see the little arm right there? Yeah, that couch weighs like 10,000 pounds, dude. And it was so hot. It is so hot every day. The coolest part of the day today, while the sun was still out, it was 95 in Orlando today.
Wyatt.
What?
Do you
What? I'm gonna have a heat stroke, Combs. I'm gonna have a heat stroke.
Do you know that at some point here you're gonna have to move again? And when you move again, okay, say you're
I'm
moving
throwing that
apartments
couch
or
out
whatever,
these windows behind this computer.
You're moving apartments or whatever. Now you're an adult. Now your mom and dad may not be there to be able to help you. So you're gonna ask some friends. They're gonna say yes. And then the night before, they're all going to go out and party and they're going to be too hungover and they're not going to show up to help you move. And you're going to have to move that by yourself.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I am paying movers when I move out of here. I don't care how much it costs. I am paying. I will never do that again. And we're on the second floor too, and there's no elevator. Make things even better. Oh, and the staircase is like, it goes up and turns and goes up again. What am I supposed to do? Like, we had to like, put the couch up, lift it straight up, go over, spin it, come back up, lift it back up again, and flatten it out. And then I had to carry it down the hall to my room. Combs, I thought I was gonna die, dude. We literally were all. It took 4 dudes. It took my dad, my friend, my brother, and me to move this couch.
Wyatt, welcome to adulthood, buddy.
Dude.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right. So my next one is going out to the NHL. We don't get to talk much NHL on this show, even though I love the NHL. I love hockey. I do not love this, though. The NHL has decided that they are going to start putting ads on their jerseys like they do overseas. They're going to put advertisements all over the jerseys. So you're going to see patches all over the jerseys. It's stupid. Just stop. NHL, you make plenty of money. You got plenty of advertisers. You've got them all over the boards. You've got them on the ice. You've got them in the stands. You've got them on the seats. You've got them on the cups. You got them everywhere else. Leave our damn jerseys alone. We don't need to see ads all over the freaking jerseys. I don't want to see Blackhawks freaking beautiful Indian head on their sweater with freaking, whatever, some gas station above it, followed by some some alcohol below. Like,
Loves.
I mean, come on. It's so stupid.
Loves gas station.
Yeah. Oh my god. So NHL.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Every time I see those monkeys, I think that's what you would look like if you tried to do that dance.
All right. My final. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I just moved into my apartment. Spent the last couple days without Madre and Padre. And you know what? I've come to a very large conclusion. Mom and Dad, Nana, everybody, the fam, if you're watching, I'm sorry. And excuse my language for this. Adulting. Ain't nobody got time for that shit, dude. It's horrible. You got mail, the dishes all by yourself. You got to cook every night by yourself. You got to there's so much. I had to wake up at 6 for the cable guy. He comes at 6. Why does he come at 6? You can't come any other time? You come at 6 in the morning? No. Adulting, ain't nobody got time.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Your cable guy really came at 6 o'clock in the morning?
6 a.m., dude. I'm not kidding. 6 a.m.
Look at it this way. Did your cable guy hook up the Wi-Fi?
He did. Dude, I have Wi-Fi for the first time in 10 years.
Running on a hotspot?
I'm not running on Walmart Wi-Fi hotspot, bro.
Oh my!
100%. I have got a router for the first time in my entire life.
Waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
It was worth waking up at 6.
Yeah, it's definitely worth waking up at 6. All right, so my next ain't nobody got time for that. We are going. Let me pull this up here. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. Let me go ahead and click play. My next ain't nobody got time for that goes out to this fan. Okay. For those of you that don't know, the Atlanta Braves have this guy who comes out, and I think it's in like the 6th or 7th inning, or maybe it's the 8th. And he gives these guys, they're taking a lap around the outfield warning track, and he gives them half of ball field before he starts. Okay. And he very rarely I don't even know if he's ever lost, but
I think he's lost like twice, if that.
So this guy is about to beat him, and I want you guys to watch this. If this is not Daniel Jones's brother, I don't know what is. 3 feet from the finish line. What does this guy do? He's about to beat the Flash. 2 more seconds. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Look at all the fans too. They all got their hands on their heads. They all get their hands on their heads like, no.
Is this not what Daniel Jones looked like going across the 20-yard line when he was wide?
It did. It looks exactly like him. Dude, I mean, that would suck so bad. That would literally suck so bad.
You had the guy beat. You were about to beat the freeze. You're about to be able to, tell all your friends, hey, I did that in Atlanta and I beat him. But instead, now all your friends are laughing at you and
ain't time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I love that freaking little thing, man. I miss that.
Oh, dude, that's so much. That's so funny. I love watching it.
So we're going. Drew's laughing his butt off at the guy falling. So we are getting up against it here, but I want to go through a couple comments are just rolling in. Absolutely rolling. I looked up at one point. I had 25 comments up on the screen. Drew says, "Welcome to life, Wyatt."
Yep.
I mean, dude, what I want to know is the first time you woke up and you realized that nobody was going to clean your room for you, nobody was making your bed for you, and nobody was doing your dishes or cooking your dinner. What was your reaction?
Actually, it's funny you mention that because, like, it happened yesterday morning, and I just, like, I sat up and I got up for a second, and I walked out into the living room here behind me, and I, like, looked around at everything, and, like, I looked at the TV, I looked at my desk, I looked at the kitchen, and I was like, my first thought was, why would anyone leave me alone with a house? Who does that? What kind of idiot just left me alone in this place? I'm gonna die, or this place is gonna light on fire. Literally, there are 2 outcomes. Okay, this place catches on fire, or I die. Like, there is like no middle of the road on this. Okay, knock on wood. Actually, no, not
so.
No, honestly, dude,
it
was scary.
Have you attempted to cook a meal yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
did you make?
I've cooked the last couple of nights.
What did you make? Oh God, he's cracking up. What did you make?
Last night's dinner, mac and cheese that boiled over.
Oh my God,
I turned away for 2 seconds, and I hear, and all this
you gotta turn down
smoke
the heat.
goes up, and I'm like, I run over and turn the thing off, and then it ended up being okay. I cleaned it all up, and everything was fine.
Stove or an electric?
It's an electric stove, so it took a while for it to cool down too.
Yeah.
And I was like, so last night I had mac and cheese. Mac and cheese was good though. And then tonight, Drew guessed it, ramen, baby.
Ramen.
I have boiled noodles the last 2 nights, and that's been my dinner.
I've got to tell you, what's your favorite ramen?
I think chicken. Like beef's good, but like, come on, chicken's the way to go.
With the chicken, my favorite is actually the creamy chicken. You throw like a tablespoon of butter inside of the pan with the creamy chicken.
Oh, I always put it in there.
Sauce in it. I mean, it thickens it up, and it's very good. With the chicken, go out and get yourself some of the chunky Tostito salsa, the mild kind, or if you like heat, get the hotter kind. Throw that in there. And a little bit of soy sauce, you've got yourself a meal, son. You've got yourself a real meal.
Salsa. Salsa is the key ingredient.
I am telling you, you will thank me later. I promise.
What is it like? Is it like a off spaghetti, or like what? What does it imitate? What's the taste like?
It doesn't imitate anything, but it is godly. It's so
just
good.
fire.
Yeah. It is
okay.
It is delicious.
Right. You got to text me like the ingredients and like what all I have to put in it, and I will make it for dinner. I'll make it for dinner or lunch tomorrow.
The ingredients: salsa and soy sauce.
How much do I dump an entire thing in there? Half, one quarter, like
a couple tablespoons of salsa and a couple dashes of soy sauce, and you've got yourself a meal. The chicken, I can teach. Trust me. Look, my favorite thing to do in this world is cook. I love to cook.
See, like I enjoy it. I just suck at it. Like that's the thing. I have fun. Like when I finish a meal and like it looks good and it's professional looking, like how you get that moment of like satisfaction. Like I did that. You know what I mean? Like you get that moment. Like I love that feeling. But the problem is getting to that moment is the struggle for me because the water boils over, something catches on fire, or God knows what at this point. Something happens.
Yeah, and look, I don't know. Like, I learned how to cook in the Marine Corps because I was tired of eating ramen noodles and mac and cheese. and so then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start playing with stuff, and I realized that salsa wasn't very expensive. I realized a bottle of soy sauce wasn't very expensive, and actually, soy sauce will last forever. I mean, a bottle of soy sauce will go a long way. But you can put it on anything. But you could take some noodles, I'm telling you. Boil some elbow noodles, okay? And then after you rinse them out and you put them back in the pan, throw some grated Parmesan cheese on it, and then hit it with some butter and throw a couple dabs of soy sauce in it, and then throw some Italian shredded cheese on top of it. Boom.
Okay. And then here we go.
And it's cheap.
So this is my ramen hack. Okay, I don't have one for chicken. My ramen hack is with beef. You know what Chick-fil-A sauce is? Do you like Chick-fil-A sauce?
Yes.
Okay, get yourself a bottle of Chick-fil-A sauce. Get beef ramen. Put butter in the noodles. Mix the butter up first with the noodles. Then put in the beef sauce. Mix all that up, and then put a little bit, not too much, of Chick-fil-A sauce on top of it. Mix that up. That right there is fire. That's what I did tonight. That right there, that's good right there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Look, man, we're gonna look. I make, and now like I've graduated from the ramen to actually making full meals. Like I make.
You're not a broke college kid anymore. Is that what you're telling me?
No,
is that what I'm hearing over my? Is that what I'm hearing over these AirPods here?
Dude,
you're not a broke college kid
to like take in my Alfredo, and I make my own Alfredo sauce now. And instead of putting chicken in it, I put steak tips in it, and oh my god,
dude, that actually sounds really good.
Dude, a medium rare steak tip, sliced.
Okay, you lost me medium rare. I didn't, dude. There is no point in eating anything less than medium. You might as well just saw the cow's leg off and bite straight into it.
We got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And we are back and better than ever. Wyatt's on his phone. Nikki's
I didn't know we
out
came back.
Nikki's making some cookies or something in the background.
Yeah, Nikki's
Like,
you making cookies?
Nikki's snacking it up. Nikki, what are you eating?
What are you eating? M&M's.
Oh man, tell her she's
I know, right?
share. You need to bring Nikki on camera, man. We need to get, she's a lot
Sorry.
better looking than you are.
Right there. I know. She is.
All right. So let's get to some of these comments. Some of these comments were rolling in. Joey says ramen was made after Japan was nuked and they only had
true?
bread. Holy cow. I don't know if that's true or not, but that makes a lot of sense.
If that's true, that's actually a really cool fact. If it's not,
Drew
I don't know where you made that up from.
Full meals at 7 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Respect.
Nana says, next time your stuff starts to boil over, and this is true, this actually works. Place a wooden spoon across the top of the pan you are boiling the noodles in it. The boil over will hit the wood and it'll shrink back down. I didn't know that. I didn't believe that would work, but it will work. You know what?
Can I just take a wooden spoon and leave it in it? Will that work?
No. Because
you said the boil over touches the wood.
You're soaking wood at that point. What do you like? There's chemicals in wood, Wyatt.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
God.
That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea at all.
So you place the wooden spoon over the top, and that'll stop it from boiling over. The other thing you could do, Wyatt, is a very simple one. You could turn the heat down to medium once the water starts boiling, and then it will never boil over.
That's how I know you're a dad. That is how I know you're a dad. My dad says that crap to me all the time. Dude, I cannot tell you how many times growing up, my dad would walk into the kitchen. I'm cooking like an egg or a fried bologna or something. He'd be like, that pan's too hot. Pan's too hot. I'm like, Dad, It's fine. Turn it down to medium. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That is such a dad thing to say. That right there.
Apparently, you like to eat your steak just like Michelle does. You like to eat it when it's freaking rubbery and chewy. Like, I don't like that. I like mine to have flavor and taste and a little bit of juice.
Mine has flavor. It's good.
All right,
I don't like it where I bite it and blood runs down the side of my mouth.
Joey
makes me want to pass out.
Says, Combs, where were you deployed at? I was actually not deployed, but I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and I was also stationed out in San Diego, California at Camp Pendleton. I did not do any deployments. I was a part of the cleanup of 9/11, but that was the only.
Dang, I didn't know that. You were there. You saw all the rubble and stuff.
I was there for that. We also got free tickets. We were at the first game back for the Mets because all the first responders all got free tickets. So we were
Was
there.
that the one where George Bush threw the first pitch?
Yeah, and Piazza did the had the game-winning hit. I mean, that was the loudest I've ever heard a stadium. Shea Stadium.
You got to witness that, dude?
Yeah, it was
That's insane. Seriously, that's crazy.
A lot of tears were shed during that time, though. So there was it was an uplifting feeling, but it was also, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know about people that were first responders that responded in 9/11. We were a part of it. It was me and a 12-man crew that were deployed from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina to the cleanup. And it was just, I mean,
dude,
we saw some
hold
stuff.
on. You were at Camp, what was it?
Camp Lejeune.
Okay, I could be totally wrong when I say this, but I am like 90% sure my 6th grade teacher was at Camp Lejeune and also helped clean up at 9/11. He told me he helped clean up at 9/11. Do you know Jeff Grube?
I do not.
Okay. So I was about to say, I'm like 90% sure. Now he went
not
overseas
all
as well.
Marines know each other. Like, I mean, there's 7,000 Marines on Camp Lejeune.
Okay. And he also went to did clean up at 9/11. I didn't know. Okay.
You ever watch that show Roseanne?
No.
You ever watch? No. So there's this show Roseanne, and one of her coworkers, he's gay, and he comes over for cards, and all the guys that are playing cards, they're all like, smoking cigars and watching football type guys. They're like, the old school mentality where, they didn't understand gay guys or whatnot. So they go to him and he's like, yeah, I'm gay. And they're like, oh, okay. So they're all quiet. And then one guy goes, hey, I know a guy who's gay. His name's Bill. Do you know Bill? And the guy goes, yeah, sure. Gay Bill from Chicago. Yeah, I know him. Like we don't just know everybody.
Are you saying you know Gay Bill from Chicago? Are you?
I do know a guy named Bill from Chicago who's gay.
That's actually crazy. That's cool.
Joey says I am related to someone who died on 9/11. Well,
Dang.
I am sorry for that, Joey.
Hate to hear that, bub.
You know, that is the shirt that I'm wearing right now, coincidentally. It's never forget. And then on the back, it's got a 9/11 message. But yeah, it's definitely one of those times. Every year, September 11th is a tough day. It's a tough day of remembrance. And then you have to watch all the videos. Everybody starts showing the videos again of it happening all over again. Like you really want to watch it happening again. So I just, I tend to stay away from the TV during that. So Joey says, how long were you in New York City cleaning? We were there for about 8 months. And it wasn't even close to being ready by the time we left. So yeah. But at any rate, we've got some more sports stuff to talk about. It is shop talk time. Anything you guys want to talk about, we will definitely talk about. So feel free to hit us up in the comments. We want to know what you guys want to talk about. We want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So definitely hit us up. Let us know if there's anything sports related or anything period that you guys want to talk about. But while we wait for some of those to chime in, did you know that 102 years ago today, there was a pitcher named Ray Caldwell for the Cleveland Indians? He was struck by lightning on the mound in his debut in the 9th inning. He was knocked unconscious. After 5 minutes, he was revived. He got up and he finished the game. Struck by lightning, unconscious for 5 minutes, got up and finished the game. This is the craziest stat I've ever heard in my life. So let me ask you this question. Is LeBron a bitch?
I knew that's where you were going with that. I knew that's where you were going with that. Honestly, dude, compared to that guy, I mean, he has to be. But aren't we all compared to that? Like,
everybody.
Tell me, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, compared to that guy, like literally anyone on earth is, dude. I don't even know. Like,
how do you even fathom that? Like, how do you get up?
This dude died and then finished the
game. Who was it? Rich Peverly a few years back for the Dallas Stars, who died on the man. And I always say hockey players are the craziest bastards in the world. And I love hockey. I play hockey. I ref hockey.
That's because they're all doing coke at during the periods.
So Rich Peverly dies on the bench he has a heart attack, dies on the bench. They revive him. And when he wakes up after they've shocked him back to life, he goes, hey, can I make my next shift? Like, if I wake up after getting struck by lightning, I don't think I'm getting back on the mound. I just don't.
Uh-oh. Buck. Michael Buckheiser just said, who's more overrated, Kobe or MJ?
You are. This is why. Okay, so this is a prime example right here as to why this is a much needed overlay.
Right there. If you look at Mew Wyatt to the left of that, to the left of the blue letters,
Bucks
top middle, it says Bucks takes me.
Like, who is more overrated?
All right, we're moving.
You're stupid. So Joey
says,
go ahead.
Wyatt, what do you think about Indiana getting all of these 4 and 5 star people for basketball and foosball? I think it's really cool, especially for football. Football in Indiana is really starting to look up. We'll talk about basketball in just a second, but starting with football, dude, the Indiana football team is really starting to look up. Here's the thing. Here's been my prediction for Indiana football this year. They have 1 loss on the year, and it comes to either Cincinnati or Ohio State. But they beat one of those 2 teams. They beat either Cincinnati or they beat Ohio State. One of those 2, Indiana will beat this year. I'm calling that right now. But I think that's their only 1 loss for this year. And I think Indiana's a really big contending team this year. They've got a lot of talent, dude, and they returned a lot of people. So really impressed with Indiana's football team. As for basketball, they've also brought in some really good guys there. They had a couple of good, 2 4-star transfers or 5 stars. They brought in a couple of good guys as well. I've been really impressed with the staff that Woodson has brought in so far to or Thad and all of them done a really good job of recruiting and bringing in some good guys. So I think Indiana basketball has also got some big things. But if we're going to talk about which one's more dominant, I think Indiana football this year it's going to be pretty good, dude. I think they're going to be a team that nobody's looking at, and they got a good team. They're seriously going to be a team that, like I said, they beat either Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Do what?
They could crash the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. They come in as a 4 seed. Absolutely. Yeah. They beat either Cincinnati or Ohio State. They don't beat both, and they don't lose to both, but they beat one of them. I really do believe that. If they lose to both, that would shock me, and if they beat both, that would shock me.
Zen's gonna fight you.
But but no, yeah, I'm really impressed with what Indiana football has done especially over the last couple of years. They're really on the up. Yeah. That whole LEO thing, love each other, that the movement they've got going over there for that team is really working for them. The system's working, and they're bringing in a lot of guys. So I'm really impressed with them.
So Drew says, what did you think of Callaway in the Saints game?
Talk about the catch?
I think he had a great game, period. Not just the catch.
Oh, yeah.
He just had a great game. I think that I think Jameis found his favorite target. And I think him and Jameis both had great games. I think that Saints team, again, I'm a big Jameis guy. I think that him finding Callaway is what was huge for them. I think he's had a really good preseason. I think that Callaway is one of those guys who could be a sleeper in the NFL this year, especially in fantasy football. Yeah.
And then Joyce says, I'm going to the Idaho game. And then he also says, hopefully that's a win. Buck chimes in and says, IU basketball reminds me of FC defense. They can have all the talent in the world, they'll still miss it. That's an inside joke if you know about Buck's coaching career.
Good God.
Oh, I love it. I love it. August the 3rd, baby, Buck. Keep it in, man. First 100-yard game in 5 years or something. About? I don't know. Here we go. He says it was my first game. It would be my first game at the stadium. Talking about Memorial, I believe, up in IU. My first IU game was at Lucas Oil. Cool, man. Lucas Oil to watch. Have you ever been to Lucas Oil to watch a game where the Colts play?
No, I have
not.
Like
the Big Ten championship and everything's there. It's crazy. Yeah. I've been in like the press box for games and stuff there, and I've been on the field during games. Lucas Oil is an incredible facility, dude. Yeah. And like if you get a media pass there, they treat you like a king. Literally any food you can imagine. I'm in the press box, okay? And they come to me and they're like, hey, what can we get for you?
Appreciate that. Javier chimes in.
Thank you, Javier. You're the man. You're the man, Javier. But they come to me and they're like, hey, what can we get you? And I'm like, I don't know. Can I see a menu? And they're like, oh, we can, just tell us what you want. We can get really anything. And I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, pulled pork barbecue sandwich sounds pretty good right now. And some potato chips. Dude, 30 seconds later, this immaculate pulled pork barbecue sandwich comes out with the best potato chips I've ever had in my entire life. Dude, I was sitting there eating and watching the games in the press box. It was insane. It was awesome.
Yeah, look, I've got to make it to Lucas Oil, check out what they've got going on there. And Buck chimed in and said it was Callaway's first 100-yard game in like 5 years. If I'm not mistaken, isn't Callaway a rookie, or am I missing something here? No, it's his second season. So I don't okay. Javier says, hey, Combs told you Justin will be the starter. He's not going to be the starter. Andy Dalton, he should be the starter. I agree with you 100%, Javier.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that came out of nowhere. But they're going to give Andy Dalton the chance to start. They're going to let him go up against the Rams. He's going to lose. They're going to stick with him and let him try to have his revenge game against the Bengals. He's going to lose. And they're going to give him one more shot in week 3, and he probably gets pulled by halftime. And Justin Fields will be the starter by week 4, but I don't think he's going to start come the season. He says he looks really good, but he needs to not hold the ball too long. Just give him time. Tua does the same thing. He will learn too. I agree.
It's that college game they're kind of holding on to. They're used to having an incredible offensive line in front of them in college and a college defense that's rushing them. And
what
now
we've
the
seen-
incredible offensive line has been taken away, and it's been now an NFL defense, so it's even better.
And that's what I noticed with Trevor Lawrence yesterday. Now, if you go back and watch the game, and don't just watch the highlights, watch the game last night. Trevor Lawrence realized last night that the passing window is not as long in the NFL as it is in college football. Like he had about 3 or 4 passes that should have been picked off that just didn't get picked off. And so Trevor Lawrence, I'm telling you, Trevor Lawrence has a lot to learn. I think he's good. He's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think he is. And I said this before the draft. I don't think he was everything that they expected him to be. I think he's going to be a bust, but mostly because he's in Jacksonville and they don't do very good at building anything in Jacksonville. So
yeah. So question, how do you want to do the fantasy football thing?
Yeah, so guys, all you guys that are on here right now, I see Javier chiming in, Joey's chiming in, Nana's on here, Buck's on here. Let's see who else is on here. We got Drew on here. So we are going to do a man-hour fantasy football league. If you want to be a part of the fantasy football league, we've got 12. We've got, well, there's 4 of us, so
11.
We've got 8 spots,
8 spots
available. So if you guys want to be a part of the man-hour fantasy football, go ahead and shoot one of us a private message and we can get you added. We will send you, we just need you to send us your email address and then we can send you the invite. You can be a part of the fantasy football league. It's free to join. There's no money involved. It's just basically going to be for bragging rights here on the show. We are going to talk a lot of crap. It's if it's anything like the baseball league, I am going to run wild in it like I am in the fantasy baseball league. I think I'm something like 17-2 right now or something gross.
Yeah, and you are the only person who has kept up with that.
Hey, that's not
football.
My fault.
We're all going to keep up with it, and we're going to whoop you.
That is not my fault. And
what was the bet that you and Tori made? That me and Tori finish that either me or Tori or both finish in front of you, and if you beat both of us, what? Remember that?
I don't remember that one at all.
It was a month ago. Or we started talking about it. And you were saying that you would beat me and Tori and beat us both. And we made a bet that like if you beat both of us in fantasy football, that there was something we had to do and there was something you had to do if you didn't. I'll get a hold of Tori. Tori will remember it. I don't remember.
All right. So here's something that I want to know. So you're 18 now and you're on your own. Okay. So if I finish the season with a better record than you in fantasy football, you've got to get a tattoo of my choice.
No way.
Why not?
I'm not a tattoo guy. I'm never gonna get one anyways. Huh?
I'll even pay for it.
No, I'm not a tattoo guy. Like I'm never even gonna get a tattoo that I want.
Oh God.
Nikki just got a new tattoo on her foot. Her and her mom got one. Nikki's got like 3 or 4 tattoos.
All right, how about
Nikki's
this?
all
if
into it. I'm not
better than you. Nikki's got to get a tattoo of my choice.
No, definitely not. No, I'm not putting Nikki in the line of fire like that. No way. No way.
Why not?
No way.
Ask her. If
no way. No, she is not. She does not have to.
Is she gonna play fantasy football?
She'll probably play with it. Yeah, she definitely do it.
So, man, you got to get this on. Like, if I have a better record than her and you, that's 2 people.
You're gonna take this up with her, not me.
That's 2 people.
I'm not making any bets for her. She would kill me if I did that. You may ask?
She's right behind you,
Nikki.
We'll ask her after the show.
Okay, hold on. Never mind. We'll figure it out after the show.
So, oh my God, we've got to come up with some sort of bet. We've got to get something going. So, with that being said, that is the end of Shop Talk. We are going to take another break, and when we get back, we've got some more sports headlines. We are going to try. Nana says, "Okay, so if I beat all y'all, we have to get a tattoo of your choice." Not that's playing with fire. I don't. Nana, look, you'll win. I'm not even. How about if I beat you, Nana, French toast? we've got to make some French toast.
Go to break.
You just want to go to break?
Yes, I want to go to break.
And we are back. I'm looking at the comments rolling through, man. Like Nana is all about making some French toast. She said she would love to. She even hit me up during the break. Just kidding. I'm just messing with her. She
Jesus Christ. It's like, what has my life become?
Joey and Buck are going back and forth about Tebow because Joey said that if he has a better record than Wyatt has to say Tim Tebow is the greatest 3,000 times.
3,000 times.
And then Buck came back and said the same Tim Tebow that got cut.
Oh.
So then Joey said, yeah, the same Tim Tebow that played 2 sports and helps kids with autism. Yes, him.
Oh, God.
So Buck said, I play 3 sports and actually went to class, so I'm better. Oh, I love that guy. All right. So I think Gunner's getting mad that we're talking about Nana, or he's getting mad about Tim Tebow. I'm not sure. Or he's getting mad that he is a Buck. That's what he's mad about. Buck has overtaken him in points all of a sudden.
Oh. Get him
Uncle
back,
Michael,
Gunner. Comment a bunch of stuff. You'll get him.
Get him, Gunner. You got to gamble, Gunner. Click.
Yeah, gamble.
So like Drew
put exclamation point, gamble.
Gamble, and then the amount of points.
Do 100. Do all of it.
No, don't do all of it.
Don't do all of it. That's a horrible idea.
Yeah,
that's a horrible idea.
Do like 65. That way.
And then Drew chimes in and says, "I gamble 100." Right behind me.
Oh, everybody's gambling except I don't think Gunner's old enough to gamble. Let's stop telling him to.
Oh yeah, Gunner don't gamble.
Yeah. Speaking of gambling, that is actually one of our next topics. So let's get to that. So the Fiesta Bowl is partnering with sports betting group Caesars Entertainment. Is this a bad look for college football?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's already so much betting that goes on with sports. Not even college football or college basketball or college baseball. Like just in general. Like, I have friends who are so addicted to gambling, sports betting, that they bet on college like D2 hockey. Like, sports betting is a thing
that's a problem, though.
No, it's definitely a problem. No, I'm not saying it's not a problem. No, it's definitely a problem.
Thing, though.
No, it's not. No, it's 100% not. But
so that's what I'm saying. Like there are so many people out there with gambling issues that I feel like the Fiesta Bowl getting in bed with a gambling service is just opening itself up for all sorts of things to happen with the Fiesta Bowl in general. If we have a big comeback, if all of a sudden, an underdog is running a favorite, and then in the second half, the favorite happens to come back from a 20-point deficit or something and win. Like, I think it's just opening itself up for issues.
I think it's wild though. Like, ever since this whole NIL thing came about, it seems like that the NCAA has kind of like lost all power and had to step back from literally everything, which in a sense is not bad, because we talked to so many athletes as that first happened, and like the fact that these athletes were putting in 60 and 70 hours of work every single week on the court, on the field, in the weight room, and getting nothing back for it, and the universities were getting everything. Is wrong to me, but it seems like ever since that, it's just been like free reign for everything. But we're kind of starting to see the end of this NCAA thing. They look like they're on their way out, if you ask me. And then let's see here. Joey says, "Yo, Wyatt, question."
Oh boy,
go ahead, bud. Knock him dead. Let's hear it. What's the question?
All right. So speaking of the NCAA, there is a huge story going around that the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and the ACC are announcing plans to form an alliance. Now, this surprises me because there's a big conference that's outside of this, right? The SEC is not announced in this. So, do non-power conference teams need to jump the gun and get on board to have a shot at staying relevant?
Dude, if I am Texas Tech, TCU, West Virginia, Virginia Tech, if I am a D1 school that's in a big time, if I'm in a big time conference, I'm absolutely jumping the gun on this, because this is probably your last opportunity before you become an FCS school. Like TCU, if they don't get a hold of this now, they're going to end up becoming I shouldn't say FCS school, because they'll still be an FBS school, but they'll end up being a MAC school. They'll end up being a Sun Belt Conference school. They're not going to be a Power 5 school without a doubt. So if I'm one of the lower schools that is involved in a big conference, yes, I absolutely jumped the gun on this to keep myself alive, keep myself relevant, keep myself moving.
Yeah, look, the SEC not being a part of this is funny, because we were just talking a little while back that eventually there's going to be 3 conferences, and those 3 conferences are going to run college football. You've got the ACC, the Big Ten, and the Pac-12. And Buck chimed in and said the Big Ten doesn't need the ACC or the Pac-12. The ACC and the Pac-12 need the Big Ten. I think
so.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because you got Ohio State and Michigan in the Big Ten. Those are your 2 big schools. After that, I mean, what do you have in college football? I mean, name me another Big Ten school that's relevant in college football in the Big Ten. All of these teams need to form an alliance to compete with the SEC. All these teams need to form an alliance so that they can compete with Alabama. So that they, it's one of those things where they them forming an alliance is going to shake. I mean, it's just going to shake up college football, plain and simple. You are going to have
Sure.
You're going to have teams leaving the Sun Belt Conference. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Coastal Carolina try to get in on this.
I would say Houston, Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina, and like BYU. I'd say all those schools try and get their way in this.
I think Notre Dame could become a part of this as well. I think that's a huge name for these guys to get. I think
I don't know. You think they leave independent? I think they like being independent.
I think that it's been time. I think it's been time for the last, I don't know how many years, for Notre Dame to join the Big Ten or the ACC.
If they're going to join anything, they'll join the ACC because they're already a part of the ACC in basketball.
Yeah, but I mean, forming this alliance, I wonder if this is only for football though. Are these guys forming an alliance for all sports, or is this just strictly?
I think it's for all sports because that's what like the SEC now will consist of Texas and Oklahoma in the SEC for basketball, football, baseball, everything.
Yeah.
So like if you join that conference, you're in that conference. It's not just like, it's not just like a football thing. The only exception, of course, is Notre Dame because they're an independent. So they're in the ACC for basketball because you kind of have to be in a conference for basketball to make the tournament. So because you have to play through the conference tournament and all that stuff. But
yeah.
So that's, that's kind of the one exception to it. But like everybody else, if you're in a conference, then you're in it. You're in it. You know what I mean? There's no like, you can't just be in this one for football. You can't be SEC for football. Big Ten for basketball, ACC for baseball. You have to join one program and just kind of and be with it.
Right. So, I think that college football is going to be standing on its head in a little bit. Buck chimes in and says Notre Dame is going to have to. With no NCAA. I mean, I don't disagree. I think that the Notre Dame at some point here is going to have to join somebody. I do think that the NCAA is going to have a hard time staying true. I see some more comments here. We'll get to those in just a few minutes. But no, I think he's absolutely right. I think that the NCAA is going to have no choice but to disband, especially with they're going the route of players being able to get endorsements and stuff like that. I don't think there's any need for the NCAA anyway. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get back into some NFL talk here real quick. Jameis Winston last night on Monday Night Football looked really, really good. And Taysom Hill looked all right too. I mean, he didn't look horrible. Throughout the entire preseason, I think that Jameis Winston has played 5 series. He is 18 for 22. He has 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. And Taysom Hill is 16 for 32. And he has 2 touchdowns and an interception. So the clamoring is, hey, who's going to be the starting? Who's going to be the starter? Is it going to be Jameis? Is it going to be Taysom? Do they need to name a starter? Or are they better off if they kind of game plan for both of them and share snaps?
Yeah, well, I mean, with you mentioning the stats, if Jameis Winston's only thrown 4 incomplete passes over the course of 2-3 games, then I don't think that there's any reason why you wouldn't start him to come off. He's not showing you anything of reason why you shouldn't. And also with all the hints with what Drew Brees said, Drew Brees, saying, we didn't see him say it, but we all saw what happened on the sideline as Drew Brees was leaving, pointing to him, putting his hand on his chest, like, hey, this is your team now, man.
Yeah,
like,
if you could read lips, he even said, this is your team now.
Right. So like, I think this was kind of one that was coming for a while. I mean, just unless if he had like a horrible preseason, then it was going to be Jameis. It's going to be Jameis Winston's team. Taysom Hill. If Taysom Hill was going to be the quarterback of this team, I think Taysom Hill would have been the quarterback a while ago. I think he'd have been a quarterback for this team 2 seasons ago or last season, simply because the guy is a utility player. I mean, he's a great weapon. Dude, Taysom Hill is an incredible athlete, and he's a guy who genuinely could play anywhere on the field and it'll stick. He's a guy who could shove somewhere and he'll be solid for you, for your team at that position. He's just a really good athlete. It's just that simple. So, and I think that his best role is like that. His best role is in the wildcat formation. His best role is in the slot whenever he goes out and does that. When he gets in the running back position, his best role is Swiss Army knife, moneymaker, as they call it. So that's kind of always where I've liked Taysom Hill. And Jameis Winston, of course, is not going to do stuff like that. Jameis Winston's not going to go play tight end. He's a quarterback. So, and like I said, if he's 18 for 22 in the preseason, I don't see any reason on why they wouldn't, you know what I mean? It's not like he's shown red flags. It's not like, it'd be different if he was, 8 for 22 or 10 for 22. Like we'd be talking about, hey, Taysom Hill starts in 2 weeks, right? Like that's what we'd be talking about, but that's not, because, Jameis Winston has actually looked decently solid in the preseason. Now, of course, it's preseason defense, so we don't get an actual taste of what he'll look like in the NFL, but it's a nice little, like, it's like when you dip your toe in the water to see if it's cold. Like you kind of get your feel, but at the same time, you're not going to know until you're chest deep. Like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what this is. And I think Jameis is the starter week 1. I think that Taysom jumps back to his role that he had as a utility player. And I think that's how they start the season off. Now, if Jameis comes in and he plays absolutely horrible, then yeah, I think Taysom Hill switches back over. They try that out for a little bit. And if that doesn't work, they kick themselves for not going with Teddy Bridgewater. So, or they maybe, with the way that things are looking in Denver, they might trade for Teddy Bridgewater because they're looking to start Drew Lock right now. So, I don't know. It's a wild situation there in New Orleans. But as of right now, if I had to pick a starter, it would for sure, it would be Jameis Winston right now.
Yeah, Jameis Winston absolutely needs to be the starter here. The problem when you start going to a guy like Taysom Hill is that Taysom Hill is a gimmick guy. Taysom Hill is a tight end that happens to be able to throw the ball with a little bit of accuracy. He's not a starting quarterback in the league. He's a tight end. He's a wide receiver. He's a slot back type guy. He's not a starting quarterback, but being a gimmick guy, there are times where you could throw him in for 6 plays a game. You can bring him in a wildcat formation. You can share the snap. You can absolutely game plan where you've got Jameis Winston taking the lion's share of the snaps, but every once in a while you can mix it up, take Jameis out, give him a breather, and even if it's just a game plan, even if say, hey, let's throw Taysom in there for a play or two, let him go ahead and run a couple of wildcat plays. This is what I want you to do here on this next play. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I don't necessarily think it would be a bad idea to kind of game plan for both of them. But look, Jameis Winston is clearly the starter here. Jameis Winston is about to prove to all of you who doubted him. He is about to prove to all of you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Combs. What happened there? You got quiet. I didn't hear you.
What did you do? You moved to Florida. You think you grow up, and now all of a sudden you think did your balls drop when you got to Florida? You're gonna mute me? At any rate, Jameis Winston, 2021 MVP. I said it.
Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got
And we are back. And as you see here on the screen, you can win a trip to Las Vegas during the NFL draft with yours truly, the Man Hour crew. All you've got to do is like, share, comment, subscribe, gain points. Be a $5.99 a month member of Man Hour Nation on the YouTube page. Underneath the screen right here, just underneath the screen down here, go ahead and click on the subscription. Choose $5.99 a month. And comment and like and share, and you will be entered in a chance to win a trip to Vegas with the Man Hour crew. You have to be 18 or older to join us. Sorry, Joey. Wyatt was barely able to go, so
I barely made the cutoff.
barely made the cut. But you're a grown man now. You got to Florida, okay. I saw the pictures on Facebook. You're at Full Sail University, checking out the scenes, and so yeah, I mean, you can come to Vegas now because you're almost a man now.
I'm glad.
Almost.
I'm glad.
All right, so it is Shop Talk, guys. Anything you guys want to talk about? I was cracking up during the break. Tim Tebow is coming through. Tim Tebow said,
Tim
I heard
Tebow
y'all were
chiming in.
talking smack. He's talking to you, Wyatt.
Talking to me.
You were talking smack. You said,
What did I say to Tim?
you said that Tim Tebow praised to a false god or something. I heard it.
I didn't say
Tim says, "What if I don't and say we did?" What are you talking about? Your quarterback career in the NFL? Ooh. Ooh. Who said? Who? Wait, what? Wait, what just happened?
Oh my God.
Who said that?
Huh?
Who
I
said
didn't
that?
quit.
Is there a girl walking naked in your back in your bedroom right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's somebody walking around back there.
That's
All
probably
right.
Nikki.
Might want to turn that camera, Wyatt. This is not the fans only show. Only fans.
It's our OnlyFans show.
Tim Tebow says the Lord is
The
watching.
Lord is
Um.
watching.
So are Drew and Gunner, who are chiming in. They're saying good night to Nana. Good night, Nana. I'll see you in the morning for some French toast.
Dude, what? Why? Why?
It's really Tim Tebow. Leave him alone, says Javier. Javier, if it really is Tim Tebow, I don't take any of that back. Not one word of it.
If it really is Tim Tebow, I mean it 10 times more.
Gunner says nudity.
Nudity.
Joey says, Gunner, close your eyes. Nikki's giving us an OnlyFans show in the background there. And Wyatt tomorrow is going to have a different setup, and his camera will not be facing towards the glass door bedroom. You know, those are fun when you're off camera, or you know, if you're producing a different type of internet show,
Film.
you know, some sort of, I don't know. Tim Tebow says, all right, you asked for it. Asked for what? For you to throw another interception, or for you to get cut from another team?
Did you see him blocking?
You get cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're not very good at football. Let's just throw it out there. If you get cut from the Jacksonville
The only way it
Jaguars,
could have been worse if it was the Jets or maybe the Texans.
if you get cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars, you're not very good at football.
Ooh.
And not only that, but no,
Ooh.
not even the. Shut up, Paul. Oh God, that was either. So I'm gonna go with that's Joey.
100% that's Joey.
Yeah,
There is not a
definitely
doubt
Joey.
in my mind that's
Yeah.
Joey.
At first, I was like, oh, that's got to be Buck messing around. That's definitely Joey.
Oh no, I knew from the second I saw Tim Tebow come across the screen. Oh, that's Joey.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, it's okay. Who is Joey? That's, a lot of people ask that question. But Joey earlier in the show did chime in. I want to pull up his comment here if I can find it. I can't really I'd have to scroll, but there's so many comments tonight. But Joey did say that he is calling his very first game, and that'll be this Friday night. So if you turn to 88.1, if you're local to Louisville and Southern Indiana down there, turn to 88.1, and you can hear Joey call his first game. Joey, if you are still around, let us know what type of game it is. Is it football? Is it
It's football?
Is it high school?
Yep. Floyd Central versus Manual Louisville.
All right. Well, you know what, Joey, if there's if there's a link where we can tune in, I'll tune in. I will support you for sure. If there is a link where we can tune in to 88.1, if there's like some sort of website or something,
there's like a tune-in app
that do that. I know Big X, who we are on every Monday through Friday from I believe they're changing it to noon to 2. But Big X has a website where you can go to and you can listen on your phone. So if 88.1 has that as well, Joey, let us know. And I will certainly tune in and listen to you call a game, sir. So good luck with that, and again, just enjoy the moment. Enjoy everything that you're doing. Javier says, Tori, where in Florida did you move to? That's actually Wyatt. And not Tori. Tori is actually moving to Milwaukee right now, which is why he is not on all week.
Yeah.
But Wyatt moved to Florida, and I believe Full Sail is in Orlando, correct?
It is. It's just outside of Orlando in a suburb, Winter Park.
Yeah, Winter Park, Florida.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
are you gonna? So, if I am not mistaken, you are pretty close to Tampa, not too far from Tampa. Are you going to try to take in a Bucks game?
I would love to. I don't know if I can though. It's just like too expensive.
If you get there, if you get there really early, you might get a chance to talk to Tom Brady.
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy. Good night, Wyatt. Man Hour Nation. Rise up.